Stay tuned, everybody, because it's time for the Playin on Music Row podcast with your host, Fran. Heard each week on this station. And now, here's Fran.
Welcome, and we want to thank Randie O'Neill for joining us today. Thank you so much. And we opened the show with her singing Queen of the Barstool Two-Step. Can you give us a little idea about how that whole song came about?
That was actually a COVID song. So what happened is, of course, COVID hit and the guy I was seeing decided not to see me anymore. And I'm like, oh no. You know, when you get dumped, you kind of put on your best pair of jeans and lipsticks and you go out into town and you pretend it doesn't matter. And we couldn't do that anymore. So I wrote a song kind of about it. And that's what I wound up with.
Okay. Well, it's been known to be said that every breakup is worth 5 good hits. So
just about. Yeah, my first album, Woman I Am, I call it the Don't Date Your Neighbor series.
Good. Well, who are some of the people that kind of introduced you to music or got you involved in it, got you interested in music?
That's a story because I started young, like in 8th grade, playing guitar. My parents were alcoholics, and I turned to music as a way of kind of my inner space. And one day I came home and my guitars were gone. They were just gone. And I was devastated. It was like a epic parent fail not to support something your kids like. But I went out to the curb and I just couldn't even cry. I was just shaking. And I said, you know what, I'm going to sing because they can't take my voice. And, that's what I did for a long time. And finally, eventually I started writing things down. Took me a long time to get back to guitar. That was only like 10 years ago. But I started writing things down and started writing my material, but it was a long time before I could sing it in front of anybody and had the confidence in myself to be myself. That whole experience, it takes it from you. So it kind of evolved.
Yeah, well, I can understand that because to this day, I remember I had a whole bunch of records and I used to love to play them. And I went to school one day, come home, they're all gone. Where are they? I told my mother, said, you threw them away. I could have thrown her away.
Yeah.
I understand. Who were some of the writers and artists that have influenced you?
It was a lot of the female rockers because it is a tough business for women. And, those who hung in there and did what they were told they're not supposed to be doing, I really admire and expect the Pat Benetars, the Joan Jetts, the Bonnie Raitt, the, Dolly Parton, they did it with class and style. So I just, really have a lot of respect for them.
Yeah, well, you name a lot of the ones that I'm with. I like those. I'm thinking Joan Jett and them. Well, you released Don't Tell Mom. Who was it? Don't Tell Mama. And now, and we're going to play that video too. Can you give us a little bit of a background on that before we play it?
I work with troubled youth. And one day I was counting. This one girl was tough as nails. She was like Ukrainian, and but she was like coming unglued. And I'm like, what's wrong? Like, she was in my office. And all of a sudden she said, my mama caught me. And I'm like, that is still the biggest fear of a student. And it brought me back to my days when I knew I was doing things I didn't want my mama to catch me. So I knew I could relate to her.
Okay. Well, that's very true. We're gonna play that now. So let's just see. So we can do it here. Okay. Let's play. Don't cry. Where's it? Don't
tell mom.
Right. Don't tell mom. I'm sorry. Yeah, we got it right. I had it right there. Okay, let's get going here.
In the morning light, it really shows all the town what everybody knows. What happens then comes back around. You better hope no one makes a sound. Sneaking in and then you're sneaking out. We all know the company you keep.
that was that's great. You know what? I tell you, I laugh. I'll tell you why. Because when I saw her sneaking out the window, I did that many a day. I did that same thing.
Everybody has something they didn't tell their parents, and to this day. I mean, last week there were things I was doing that I don't want my mom to know about.
I know, and I've also been in the back seat of those cars too.
Oh man, man.
Yeah. Well, you had all the credits at the end of the video, but you have some really great videos. Can you give us a little idea of who actually helps you with the videos or who produces those?
Actually, I belong to the sci-fi group, and a friend of mine is actually a video guy. And he's like, if you ever need anyone help, and I'm like, oh, I'm taking you up on that. So Moshe Yaj has been with me since day one in video making. And we've gone to some crazy places. This was actually my sister's farm. And when you shoot in the daytime, it's actually kind of hard because you're playing with the sun and where you can put a car and things like that. We first started editing the videos, but Queen of the Barstool two-step, I started using Haley Keller. And that's the one I actually won an award with. And I started adding the lyrics to it, making them kind of lyric videos. This one was done by X Imagination, a guy in Canada actually edited it. So I used the same photographer, but I'm using different editors. Kaylee's kind of my go-to girl.
Okay. Well, you said you won an award. Can you maybe give us a little details on what the award was?
I was actually thrilled. I belong to a few different groups. One of them is ISA, International Singer-Songwriting Association. And what I found is indie artists are strongest when they come together. And this is one organization that not only brings indie artists together, but actually celebrates them and has some big awards for them. And this year in Atlanta, in August, I won Video of the Year for Queen of the Barstool. So I was, again, thrilled to be recognized, and internationally too. I mean, that's just amazing.
I understand. That's very good. Really, congratulations on that. Yeah. Now you mentioned that you got an idea for the song from someone who said something to you, and another one was, from a breakup. Are there any other ways you find that you get ideas for songs?
Yeah. Again, it's very liberating to know that you can get a prompt like Sinners and Saints and write a song from it. And you don't have to wait for life to happen. You can make your own story around it. And again, that's very liberating as a songwriter because it really frees you up to really explore different things, see where you could go harmonically and use different instruments. I think it's almost harder to write a song when you're so emotionally attached to it. Your producer goes, I don't like that line. And you're like, what do you mean? And you're like, well, it doesn't work. It doesn't rhyme or anything like that. So it's really liberating, just to come up with your own story and decide how you want to end it, just from prompts. I wrote a song called Olivia. Every album has some kind of social justice song to it, and this album, Heart and Soul, is going to have Olivia, which is domestic violence. A girl gets stalked. It's kind of a murder ballad, but again, I decided I just wanted to write a song to bring awareness to that. And I don't like to hit people over the head with it, but I do like to sing about a cause that I believe in.
Okay, yeah, well, that's actually very good because I will tell you, I did a co-write with someone whose sister was in that situation. And she got the idea from the sister, and we did it. And several times when I performed it out, someone would come up and said, "You wrote my life."
Mm-hmm. It's more common than anyone wants to discuss.
Unfortunately, that's very true. How would you describe your sound? I think.
No, I think the heart of it is country. Because I do use a lot of imagery. I am a storyteller, but I really like to let a song be what it wants to be. There are some things that are going to be a little bit more roots folky, and there's going to be a little bit that are going to sit on the rock side, the indie pop side of things. So, I think the core of it is going to be modern rock, modern country, but then I kind of lean to the softer side of folk, and then I could lean into kind of an indie rock pop.
Okay. How about your song that you have, which is called "I Walk Alone"? We're gonna play that one also. But can you tell us about how that all came about?
I Walk Alone. Again, it was just a time in my life where I had a lot of decisions to make. And I really realized that you're on your own journey. Like, people can give you advice, but you need to walk alone sometimes to find yourself. And this is kind of just an old standard, country song that helps you on your journey.
Okay. Let's listen to "I Walk Alone" by Randie O'Neill.
You're out on the town, like I'm not around. You do as you please. What's in it for me? You're taking your toll, and my heart's grown cold. I walk alone, to get back the love you stole. I walk alone, to find the love I own. You take me for granted, like I'd be stranded, like the wind and the sea. I go where I wanna be. You're taking your toll, and my heart's grown cold. I walk alone, to get back the love you stole. I walk alone, to find the love I own. I'm moving on. I'm moving on. I'm already gone. I'm already gone. I walk alone, to get back the love you stole. I walk alone, to find the love I own. I walk alone, to get back the love you stole.
Great. That definitely is country. There's a lot of country in that, which I did take. I wanted to give a good idea to people of how diverse your music is. So that's one of the reasons why we selected that song.
Yeah, I don't want to ever be accused of writing the same song over and over, like the same, like when
Like
you
a lot
listen.
of people do.
A lot of people do.
Yes.
Singer-songwriters, we get stuck in certain chords and keys and
That's right. You're right.
mixed up.
Well, let me say, how is your music career being promoted?
You know, when it comes to the songwriting, there's so many balls in the air all at once. You have streaming services, you have radio, you have video. So I really put a team together that helped me promote on different fronts. My biggest thing that I always like to do is people who are listening, I do have a fan page for them because, all those numbers don't mean a lot if I can't talk to my audience, I can't listen to them, I can't give feedback. So I do have this, it's a private web page, Facebook site called Lost But Not Broken Club. And they hear all my songs before anyone else does. They see videos, clips, and I talk, every week. Just sometimes it's goofy stuff, like, because I do a lot of mindfulness and I have a topic of the week and different things. So, whatever we want to talk about. And they've given me some good ideas. Even Don't Tell Mama, the You Found Your Wild Side was actually Paul Castiglia on my my Facebook page. He's like, yeah, that line, try this. And I'm like, yeah, it's so much better. Boom. And I threw it into the chorus. So, all the streaming is everything. Everybody, when you have people live, boom, there they are. You can get feedback, you can talk to them. But streaming, I work really hard to kind of round everyone up and get to meet them, get them, to meet me.
Okay. Will you be touring or performing around town?
I just did a radio tour down south. I haven't been playing a whole lot. I injured my hand. I got a shot in it today. It's like killing me. So I don't think I'll be doing a whole lot of live stuff till maybe February to give this time to heal. And then I'm going to be putting together another schedule. I don't know if I'm going to be going north from Pennsylvania or if I'm going to go back down south. There's people out in Oklahoma. I've been telling them I was going to get to them too. So hopefully I'm going to branch out, get some real tour dates set up.
Well, that's fantastic. So now that you be going all over different places, how do you communicate with your fans? I know you mentioned Facebook. Is that the only way you do that?
Again, social media is the easiest, outreach. I do answer all emails. I answer my website, randieoneal.com. I have a show myself on Monday nights called On the Ranch, where I have other Americana artists on, some other indie artists. So they can catch me on there. YouTube I follow, and I have shows on there. So I'm constantly trying to, reach out and connect with people who resonate with my music.
Okay. Well, you mentioned real quickly your website. Now, is that the best way to communicate with you or to find out about you, your songs, and keep in touch with where you're going to be performing, etc.?
Right. That has all the information in one stop. You have to spell my name right. Randie is I-E, Randie O'Neal. If you spell Randie with a Y, you get a baseball player. So,
That's not the same thing.
Not the same thing.
No. Is there, now I've asked a lot of questions. Is there anything that I haven't asked you that you would like to tell the listening audience?
No, it's just, if you like my music, you want to follow me. I'd love to hear from you. My fans are like my number one priority in reaching out and connecting. And that means a lot to me because that's why you do music, So they really are like a priority to me. And Thursday night, I will be live streaming again at 7:00 at the Lost But Not Broken Club on Facebook.
Okay. Well, Randie O'Neal with an IE. We want to thank you. Nashville Broadcasting Network wants to thank you for taking the time today to speak to us. Thank you so much.
Fran, thank you so much for having me. It was really my pleasure. Anytime.
Oh, you're quite welcome.